Hello and welcome, everybody. You have found your way to SoulPet. This is the channel that is dedicated to helping all of us who are on a healing journey after pet loss, and or helping all of us who might be on a current journey with our animal companion, especially if we are feeling any kind of guilt. That's what we're here for. So SoulPet has become a wonderful, we meet every Monday here right on YouTube. This beautiful live stream is for each of you. And I try to address the topics that are top of your mind, that are the most important to you when it comes to your animal companions that are both here and on the other side. Okay, so let's get back to the most common and difficult question that pet parents ask is, when do I know that it's time, and how do I know that it's time? And did I make the decision too soon if it's something that you've already made that decision? So let's talk about the end of life decision for pets. Even the words are difficult to say. The words are difficult to hear. And we have different ways of saying this. How do I know when it's time to put my pet to sleep? How do I know when it is time to put my pet down? Did I do the right thing? Will I do the right thing when it is their time to go? Should it be natural? Should I assist? These are all the things that really haunt us, and rightly so, because we are such dedicated guardians of our beautiful animal companions. So I'm going to look at this in a couple different ways. We're going to look at it through the veterinary lens. So I'm going to kind of explain to you, having worked with several veterinarians, how veterinarians approach this decision. We're going to look at it through the spiritual lens. So how can you, along with your animal companion, receive the guidance that you need spiritually to make such a hard decision? And then how do you know that you are making the right decision? And that you can't make a wrong decision. You cannot make a wrong decision. And I'm going to explain how that works as well. I also want to share with you, we've been talking more and more about Reiki, and I am an animal Reiki master. So my primary practice is about working with animals, and it has really led me to working with animals as they approach end of life. And it's where the beautiful animal Reiki and animal chaplainship has really come together for me to be able to support families and their animal companions as their animals approach their end of life. And then the last thing that we're going to close with is a little bit of forgiveness. I'm talking about how to release the denser energies that come with making a decision like that. And then there's a couple little closing things that we'll talk about also. So that's the veterinary lens. They look at things that are important. Are we enjoying food? Are we drinking water? Are we able to move? Are we free of pain? Do we have enjoyment of life? Just things that you would want to someone to assess for you if your life were not to be enjoyable any longer. Dignity. And those scales can be very helpful. They can really be helpful as you start to make the decision, but they are not everything. They miss a couple of important pieces. And I think that the spiritual piece, and when I say spiritual, it's more than just spiritual. It is the emotional, that piece where we are connected to our animal companions as soul pets. So that soul to soul connection really needs to be taken into consideration. It really needs to be looked at with as much as much strength as we would through veterinary and medical. So what do we talk about when I talk about through the spiritual lens? And I'm just looking at my notes here real quick. Maybe I'll try and hold them up a little bit so I can still look at you guys in the camera. What are our pets' needs energetically? And I'm going to mention Reiki in a couple more minutes about how we can use it to help our animal companions at end of life. But their soul can be communicated to. We have talked about animal communication here before. We've talked about mediumship, and both communication and mediumship don't carry the meaning behind them that we want. We are connecting with our animal companions. We connect with them when they share the space with us in their beautiful physical bodies. And what Lucy showed me on the night that she crossed is that we are still connected. The moment that they cross, just because they're no longer in their physical body, we are still connected. But how do we connect in a way as they are approaching end of life that helps us know what is best for them? They are going to show you the way. It does mean quiet presence. We want to, which is another reason why Reiki I personally have found Reiki so important. My personal experience, 35-year corporate dropout. Once I found Reiki and realized how important it was to quiet my mind and open my heart, the soul to soul connections I've made with animals, I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world. So we tune into our pets' needs energetically by being a quiet presence for them, letting all distractions go away, and we quietly be present for them. You can ask then simple yes or no questions. It is so easy. This is just such an easy thing, a form of communication. You sit down with your animal companion. Let's just say I'm going to continue to use Lucy as the example. I'm sitting with Lucy. She's the picture on the thumbnail for this evening, and this is actually only a few days before her transition. Her head was in my lap. I simply was I simply was petting her. I was going to say stroking her fur, petting her, letting her be calm, feeling her head in my lap, just letting her be. And then I just would ask her soul and my soul, her heart and my heart. They're connected, and nothing is more important than my connection to her. I would simply ask the question, Lucy, Lucy, is it time? Is it time, sweetheart? You can tell me. And I always give messages of reassurance. I talk to Lucy as if she is a person, as if she is able, because she is, to share with me what her preferences would be. And I would have her head in my lap and I would simply say, Lucy, if you are ready, it's okay. It's okay. If you're ready to go, you don't have to worry about me. You don't have to worry about me at all. I'm here for you. I am here as your companion, as your guardian, as your caregiver. Anything you need, I will give to you. And that is the conversation I have to her selflessly. This is the single most selfless decision that you will ever make. I set aside all of my personal needs and only put in mind what my animal companion needs. So I would say to my beautiful Lucy, it's okay. And know that you are safe, and know that you are loved, and know that this is just the next leg of your journey. Know that this is going to be easy and peaceful. And would you like my help? Would you like help transitioning to the Rainbow Bridge? Would you like help leaving behind the physical pain? Would you like my assistance to guide you on this next leg of your journey? And then the answer you receive immediately, you will know it in your heart. You'll know it in your heart. You'll feel the yes, or you'll feel the maybe not yet. Maybe no, maybe not yet. And you're not going to make the wrong decision. That's the next thing we're going to talk about. You're not going to make the wrong decision because it's going to be made from a place of love. That doesn't mean it's not going to be sad. It doesn't mean you might not feel guilty about the decision that you're going to make. We can deal with those topics. We have, and we will continue to deal with those topics. But you won't be able to make the wrong decision. You won't be second guessing. You're not going to go, wait, was that a yes or was that a no? If you're really not getting a clear answer, then that's your answer. But you'll know it because you'll feel it in your heart. But trust your intuition. Trust what you feel. Trust that you know your animal companion and they know you, and the answers that you receive are right. Okay, so the answer that you received, like I did for my beautiful Lucy, was yes, I'm ready. I'm ready to go, Mom. So we reach out to the veterinarian and we confirm everything. More than anything, I would suggest that you have a veterinarian that you trust implicitly and go ahead and search that veterinarian out. If you don't have that veterinarian, there are so many wonderful medical providers out there for our animal companions. But the first thing I did was reach out to my veterinarian and say, I feel pretty confident that Lucy is ready. And then a series of questions are asked and you decide together. So I felt like it was me together, me, Lucy, my beautiful veterinarian, Dr. Jeff, deciding together that this was going to be what we're going to do. And then we made all of the arrangements together too. And that's not a topic that we're going to cover tonight, but it is something that I do as an animal chaplain, is help people once they've come to the decision, then understand what the next steps are and how to take the next steps. And sometimes we even do that before the decision is made, helping you have everything in place so that when it comes time to make the decision, you don't have to give a second thought to any of those things that are going to be to continue making all of these decisions that you aren't prepared for, that you can have all of those other things out of the way. So you cannot make a wrong decision. Why is that? You cannot make a wrong decision because, number one, animals, all animals, not just the animals who share our home, every single animal is on their own soul journey. They're on their own path. If we've all come into agreement, and I think we have, there's one video on my channel that has got the most views, and I mean, I don't even know how many views, but it's about that pets have a soul, that animals have a soul, and everyone agrees. If we've come to the agreement that animals have a soul, then we have to take that to the next step. And the next step of that is that they're on their own soul journey. If they've all got a soul, they all have their own path. And part of that path has come to be with us. Part of that path is their life with us, their journey with us. And part of that path is their transition to the next phase. So they are on their own journey. And one of the things that we trust, one of the things that we believe is that the universe, God, Allah, Buddha, spirit, the divine, whatever you want to call that, whatever that higher power is for you, has a plan for your animal companions too. And your animal companions are on board with that. So trust that they have their own soul journey. Our role. So what's our role in that then? Are we just supposed to like sit idly by? Absolutely not. Our role is to love, to listen, to be there, to support, to accompany them on the next stage of their journey. We don't have to control it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but to be there for them, to let them know, just like we would want for us, we would want somebody to be there for us who is just holding us and allowing us to go on our own journey. The same, that's all our animal companions want also. So our role then is to be the true companion, is to be the true soulmate. And I know that for me as a soulmate, I would move heaven and earth so that my Lucy was happy and healthy and whole, even if that meant crossing to the other side. So our role is to love, to listen, to accompany, not to control. And whether or not you have chosen a natural transition or an assisted transition, the love that guides that decision is what matters more than anything else. I'm going to say that again because nothing is more important. The love you have that guides you in your decision is the single biggest thing, the single most important part of that decision-making process. When you make it with love, you can't get it wrong. So how can we support them? I want to talk a little bit about this. I think it's really, really important how we can support the animal companions who are presently in our life. Animals who are approaching end of life, whether it is from a diagnosis of a terminal illness or a chronic illness, or whether it's from natural aging. As they approach the end of life, and I know it's hard to hear the words, and I apologize for anyone who if it makes your heart hurt when I say things like end of life or euthanasia. I'm just being open and transparent about what this means. Reiki is right, as they approach end of life, the pain can sometimes be overwhelming, and we know that our dogs and cats in particular are very good at masking that pain, at hiding that pain. So they have oftentimes anxiety and confusion. Why? They have anxiety and confusion because unlike a person, they, number one, can't say where it hurts. They can't speak about anything. I can say things like, dang, my body feels like it's betraying me today. What's going on? They can't say things like that. They don't understand why their body hurts. They don't understand if they're receiving a medication that makes them feel sick. They don't understand why mama or papa is crying. It causes confusion. Sometimes the confusion results from dementia, just like people get. Sometimes it's the result of medication, but there are a number of things that that cause them to be in an anxious state. Reiki, which is simply taking the loving, beautiful energy that flows to, through, and around us, it's universal energy. That's all the word Reiki means. There's no magic in the word Reiki. It doesn't mean it's not mumbo jumbo. It's a Japanese word, Rei and Ki, universal soul, universal energy, universal spirit. It's that simple. That beautiful universal energy that you can call the quantum field, whatever you want to call it. It flows to, through, and around us. It is us. We are it. When we get stressed, this is people as well as animals. When we get stressed out, whether it is for people, it's for all kinds of reasons. For animals, it's usually because of some kind of pain or confusion. When they get stressed out, Reiki can really help them calm down. So it's about helping their body rebalance, and anybody can do this. There's a little video. Maybe I can post a link in the comments. It's a really short 3-minute video working with Sydney, the beautiful greyhound, the rescued greyhound. It's so easy when all you do is hold them in your heart in love, and they're the most important thing in the whole wide world. And then I just visualize loving, healing energy flowing into my body, and I let it flow down my hands. And if they're in a place where they don't want to be touched, like my beautiful Jake, who had an amputation, the last thing he needed was hands touching him. You just let your hands flow over their body. It's wonderful. And if you want to learn more about that, you guys know I've got a class that's coming up. Anybody's welcome to join. You don't have to have any experience. I'll teach it to anybody who wants to learn. Anybody who wants to learn this, because you can become an even more dedicated companion to your animal companion. So we allow our hands just to let the beautiful healing energy of Reiki flow through them. It's loving energy that flows into their body. You don't even need to know what it's doing or where it's going. It's universal energy. We just are opening ourselves and channeling it and allowing it to flow, and it will do all the work. We don't need to do anything. So even without Reiki training, you don't have to have it. You don't have to have any special training in order for this to work. You just visualize. I would just hold in love this beautiful healing energy and let it flow and let it go where it needs to go, and trust that it's going to go where it needs to go. It does not need to be perfect. All you need to do is show up for your animal companion. Now that's not the last piece I want to talk about, but it's a really important piece. An important piece is how you show up for your animal companion. So let's just say we take our kitty cat to the veterinarian, and the veterinarian gives us a diagnosis that we don't want to hear. I saw it in the comments. The veterinarian gives us a diagnosis, the one that sends us spiraling right down the drain, and that's cancer, the C word. That's the worst C word that I know, cancer. We get the diagnosis that it's cancer, and immediately we begin anticipating the worst. And we may cry, and we may get angry, and we just may be so upset and so devastated and so stressed out. That's the last thing our beautiful animal companion needs. The most selfless thing that you can do, other than making that final decision to help them on the next leg of their journey, is to be there for them fully, to fully be present for your animal companion, regardless of what they've got going on. Don't let it take you down the drain. Don't let it take you spiraling into anticipatory grief, thinking about the worst and what's it going to be like when they're no longer here. Let all of that go and learn to be present for them. And it may not happen all the time, and it may not happen right away, but every single day, do something that's just for them. My Gypsy's with me still. Lucy, Jack, and Winston are all on the other side, but my Gypsy is still with me. And every day, just about the same time, she loves her Reiki. It's right in the mid-morning, right around 10 o'clock. She'll come up to me. She will hop onto the sofa. Sometimes I'm distracted, right? Sometimes I'm on the computer. Sometimes I've got some things going on. Sometimes I got this thing right here that always keeps us distracted. And she will come up to me, and she has no eyes. She will come and look at me, and I'll know that she's ready. And it's my job as her companion to let all the distractions go. Nothing is more important than Gypsy right now. And she has come and asked for me to share this beautiful, loving space with her. And what do? I don't have to go into a meditation. I love to. I mean, there are Reiki practices that I do that I absolutely adore, that I love, and that Gypsy loves too. But in a moment like that, she comes and she walks up to me. I can see what she wants. I just let all the distractions go. I think about things like I think about things so much that I love about her. She makes this really cute face, a really cute face. If you can imagine this beautiful little girl with no eyes, her ears go back and she literally smiles. And it makes me smile from ear to ear. It makes my heart swell. And I just take my hands and I will gently massage her head. I'll gently massage around her eyes. I'll gently massage behind her ears. I will just help her feel calm and relaxed. And that's my job. That is my job as her caregiver. My job is to make sure that she has the best possible life. And I will do anything to do that. And when it comes her time, I know that she will let me know. I trust that I will be there for her. And I will have set the stage because throughout her whole life with me, she's a rescue. So the first couple years of her life were spent elsewhere. But throughout her whole life with me, I will give her the best so that when it comes her time to cross, I am prepared, she is prepared, and it will just be an easy, smooth, peaceful transition. That's what I would want for all of you who still have an animal companion sharing your home. I want you to start right now. I would encourage you to start right now. Start right this moment. Just remember what your job is with your animal companion. And I know, I know from Lucy, you guys have heard me say this before. In my corporate years, 35 years in corporate, control freak, type A person, I got up in the morning, put the collar on the dogs, out in the backyard they went, do your business, come in, dump the food in the bowl, pat them on the head, say goodbye, off to work. 7 o'clock at night, I come home. All right, here's the dinner, throw in your bowl. Let's sit on the sofa, watch some TV. We'll give you a couple of pets. All right, everybody, let's go to bed. It's been a long day. Time to go to sleep and wake up and rinse and repeat. Oh, so wrong. So wrong. And now I'm so grateful to Jack and Lucy for teaching me, for showing me, for being my partners as all this came to as I woke up and realized just what an important part of my life they were until I shifted completely away. And I'm so grateful for the final years of their life. The last three, 3+ years of their life that I learned animal Reiki and became an animal Reiki master. And they taught me. They taught me. They taught me how to be there for them. And so I'm forever grateful for them being my teachers. Allow them to be your teacher. Allow them to be your teacher. Allow your animal companions from the past to be your teachers, no matter what. It doesn't matter. Whatever the circumstance was, whatever you're holding yourself responsible for, whatever you're feeling guilty about, whatever you're saying to yourself, I will not ever, nope, not going to do it. No more animal companions anymore. I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted. I'm not going to do it. Let all that go. Let them have guided you to be the type of companion that you know that you were meant to be for your animal companion. I will pin in the comments. I will pin my guide. It's completely free, no obligation. There's nothing. I'm not trying to sell you anything, not trying to convince you of anything. I've got this guide. It's for you or for anybody you know who may need it. Feel free to share it with whoever may need it. It's called Compassionate Choices, and it kind of goes through all these steps and more about how you come to this decision. So it's called Compassionate Choices, and it's yours today. It's a digital publication. It's an ebook, so you would just download the PDF, and it can go to your phone or your tablet or your computer. My gift to you. I try to put it everywhere on between my website, which the new website comes out next week. I'm so excited. But I try to put those guides everywhere because I wrote them for you. They're there for you, and I want everybody who feels that they needed to use it. And please feel free to share it, and please feel free to share this video. So as Donna, I don't know if I saw Donna tonight, as Donna would say, I should remember to say, please like and share this video. Comment. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers here on this channel, not because 10,000 is some magic number, but because we are as animal lovers and as pet parents, we are coming to recognize that there's something so much more to our relationship with our animal companions, and we want to reach as many people as possible, to heal as many hearts as possible, to help as many animals as possible have peaceful transitions, um, sacred send-offs, whatever you want to call it. That's what our goal is. Okay, so thank you for watching. It was so good of you guys to be here tonight. I so appreciate each and every one of you. As always, go like, share, do whatever we can so that we can get this message out there to everybody. All right, my friends, it's been amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for supporting each other as we had this really difficult conversation about the most challenging question that we are going to face. And know that you are not alone. You are not alone in this. We are here to support you, and we're here as you go through wherever you happen to be on your journey with your animal companion. Much love, everybody. Have a great week. I'll see you again next week. And until then, may animals light your way. Take care, all.